Are these springs haunted? You know, where I'm going today requires me to put on some boots. I have been going to a restaurant nearby, and it's called the Half Moon. And that name, kind of like, I was like, why is this place called the Half Moon, right? And, well, I should have known because all over this restaurant it's ships and stuff. But not just any ships, the Half Moon. The Half Moon. The Henry Hudson Half Moon. Hold on a second. I have so much stuff on my desk, but I'm getting boots on, and we got limited time to do a lot of things. So, the Henry Hudson is sailed on the Half Moon. And you know what? I had this thing in my brain where I read something once about the Half Moon and Henry Hudson and a curse. And I said to myself, Henry Hudson and the curse and the Half Moon. Okay, why is this like coming into my life now more than ever since I've lived here for so long, and I never really thought about it? Then I started thinking about where I've been investigating a lot of paranormal activity, and I've also been thinking about where a lot of other things that were tragic happened. And it all has one thing in common: the name Henry Hudson. So, right now, we are going on an adventure. We are going to go to some freshwater springs right here in New Jersey. We are going to go to, there's a plaque and stuff we should be able to find. And I'm going to tell you the story about the curse, the water, the Half Moon, and how I think it might be connected to the other paranormal activity that we've been encountering, including, but not limited to, the soul collectors. I think that we're onto something here. So let's go ahead and get ourselves ready. We'll get some gear, finish putting our boots on, and we're going to hit the road, okay? Let's go. Okay, we are in Atlantic Highlands, New Jersey, in the foothills. And it is a beautiful day. It's cold, but it's beautiful, like it has been here in New Jersey for a couple weeks. And right now, we are at the spot. I don't know. I'm at a loss for words. As long as I've lived here, I've never been here. I've heard about it. I kind of knew it was here, but I never really was putting two and two together. And you know, everything happens for a reason. Okay, everything happens at the right time for the right reasons. And one of the interesting things that's going on here is we've been dealing a lot with soul collectors. And one of the stories for the curse of Henry Hudson is that he and his crew docked their ship, the Half Moon, out here in the bay. Across the way here is Manhattan. So that's where they intended to go, was over here to Manhattan, the island of Manhattan. And they would have docked somewhere out here in the water. And they also would take small boats and come this way and dock here in this area. So this is really historic. Now, what was going on was the Lenape Native Americans, the indigenous folks that were here, they knew that there was clean water here. So it was a spring, a natural spring that they would come and get water from. But it's also very sacred, and there are some burial grounds here that were very sacred. And what was going on was Hudson and his men were coming from the bay, and they were coming here, which we're going to come down here. As a matter of fact, maybe we should take that little walk. They would come here and they would come here and get water, but they would trample over all of the Native American sacred grounds. So it's like, what happened? And some people say that there were a curse because after they would come here and get water, the Half Moon would have terrible things happen. The crew would pass away in unexpected ways. One of the crew members is said to have caught an arrow with his neck. That's not a good way to go. The mast on the ship broke, torn sails, all kinds of things. It was come to known as the curse. And we're here now at that spot where they would come to get water. And I can hear the water running, even though it's freezing cold. So let's see if we can get in without getting hurt, because there's something here. It says the water here is tested unsafe for drinking purposes. So let's not drink it. But right over here is the spring. And if we take a little look around, we can see around us. And it's funny because there's just a private residence right here. So this is out over here, and it's interesting to me that so many of the things that I've been dealing with are about Henry Hudson. So did something happen here that made things worse? And anything attached to the name Henry Hudson is going to have some sort of tragedy or problems, like the Henry Hudson Trail. It's very interesting to me that they would come here and trample sacred ground, and the Native Americans told them, you're going to have a problem. And guess what? They're having a problem. They had problems. So we are absolutely always respectful of everything. And what we're going to do is we are going to come down here and we're going to find a good spot, and we're going to run some of our favorite equipment and see if we can get any of maybe the Native Americans or somebody from Henry Hudson's crew, Henry Hudson himself, maybe to come through and say hello to us or give us some answers. Now, if you find yourself here, this is a public park. You can come here anytime you like. I think from sun up to sundown. Be respectful. Don't go over. They have a fence here for a reason. Don't go over the fence. Don't go over the stone wall. Okay, it's here for a reason. And the reason is to keep you and me safe and to protect the place that is here that maybe led to people being cursed. So we don't want to mess around with that. Now we're going to take a little walk down here together. Okay, hope you're having fun. And we're going to go over here. So this is cool. It says the Jean Adams Schick Memorial Garden, and 'tis my faith that every flower enjoys the air it breathes. William Wordsmith. So this is dedicated to somebody here. It's really nice. So that's cool. There's a plaque at the top, which you'll have already seen by now. And if not, here it is. In the meantime, let's come down and see if we can get some footage of the beautiful, beautiful bay from here to Manhattan. Let's do that. So this was kind of strange. You're gonna see the footage right before this. I was using my drone and I was almost on top of it controlling it, and when we got up near the main part of the spring, you're gonna see near the stairs, it started to struggle, and I was trying to send it forward and it wouldn't move forward. It said max distance, flight distance was obtained, and I was literally right on top of it, so it's impossible for that to have happened. And I had a good Wi-Fi connection to it. I could see it, and it wouldn't go up or forward. It would only drift right. No matter what I was hitting on the joysticks, it was only going right towards the center of the spring. So we're gonna go back up there. I'm gonna take our equipment and we're gonna do a spirit box session up there, because I feel like now we're being drawn in. I feel like now we have the invitation. Now I know that we're gonna find something cool out here. So let's go get that footage. Yeah, for the record, all the equipment's acting funny. The camera we're filming with right now, it didn't want to do its thing. Didn't want to turn back on. So now we're just going to film. We're going to make our way back up here. So I flew the drone down the path here, which you're going to see, which was fun. It was a cool shot, I think. And then we got over here, and right here, as we're coming up on it, is where it just kind of went wonky. It wouldn't fly anymore. So I'll show you that spot. I wish I had been filming the whole time, but I was just trying to get some footage with the drone. So literally, we got right here, and the drone, I tried to send it up the steps for a cool sending shot. Wouldn't do it. It just kept drifting, and it wanted to drift over here. So we're gonna take the drone out again. It's right here, and we're gonna go ahead and see if we can get it to fly this way. into the basin here. And then we're going to break out the spirit box and see if we can get some answers. See if anybody wants to talk to us, all right? So let's do that. Listen, if you haven't done this yet, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and tell me what you think in the comments of all this. It doesn't have to be... I'm winded. I gotta exercise more. It doesn't have to be dark for strange things to happen. And that's something that paranormal investigators should remember. Strange stuff happens during the daytime. It does, I promise. Okay. Let's set this up. Alright, put it right here. Looks like a little doggy was cool. Put this right here. Let's see, I'll make sure it's going to capture what we need to capture. Put it down here. And then we're going to break out the drone. And we're going to see if we can get some drone footage happening. Okay, so what we're doing now is putting away the drone. It got a lot of really awesome stuff. Hopefully you guys enjoy that footage. Can't beat living in such a beautiful area with so much history. So what we're doing is we're going to take that out. We're going to take out a bit of a K2 meter here. It's called the EMF 360. It's pretty neat. We'll see if it's got any interesting readings while we're out here. We'll set it up. This is what the screen looks like. Right now it's showing RF, but I do have my phone nearby. No milligauss, so no EMF or electro frequencies that are bothering it. I will let you know if it spikes or does anything crazy. I do have my mel meter here also. Tried and true, trusty. It's been sitting in the snow though. Take care of your equipment, you know? I am bad at that. I always am getting my stuff wet, damp, cold, too hot. But these things take a licking and keep on ticking, you know? If you're interested in a mel meter, we'll put one down in the comments for you, or down in the description rather, and you can pick one of these up. It's a mel meter. I put a sticker on there that says I break for haunted spots, which is fun, because I do. So we'll put the mel meter out. Shot up to 2.5. I don't know if there's some kind of natural occurring electricity, but there it is, it's gone. And it was not near my phone. The camera isn't setting it off. So that was interesting. Here it is again, 2, 1.9, 1.3, 0.8, 0.2, and it's kind of just sitting there. So we'll see. Now it's at a 0. So if it's spiking up, it keeps going to a 2 and coming down. So that's some pretty good. And then this one is not doing anything. So that's interesting. We'll put it closer. We'll see if we get any kind of double. Uh-oh. Nope, it's fine. Everything is fine. It's nice having a professional film crew when you can have it. You don't have to have your hands so full. So the first thing that we're going to do is run our SB7 spirit box. We're getting a lot of, it's just going 2.5 to 0, like basically is how the mel meter is operating right now. Now it's at 3.5. So is there some kind of, oh, it's down. Is there some kind of like natural occurring EMF here that maybe is charging the springs? There are power lines, but they are all the way up there. And I'll show you, there's no other power here that's blatantly obvious. So whatever causing those spikes, I'm not sure. And again, my phone is far away. I'm not sending or receiving any messages. I'm not getting texts or anything like that. We'll make sure. Yeah, nothing. So I don't know why that's going off. So we're going to run the SB7 right now, and we're going to see if we have any spirits, if anybody come through here. Now, people are complaining a little bit about the fact that I am Scotty the Medium, but I am not doing much mediumship during these things. It's because I know the story here, and I can tell you how I feel. I feel energetically charged. I feel like there is possibly something here waiting to be discovered, and it hasn't yet. Something is waiting for a voice, which is pretty common for us, right? So while we're here at the Henry Hudson Springs, we're going to be very respectful of anybody and everybody and spirits that could be here, and we are going to see if we can get any answers. The mel meter just jumped to a 26. That's insane, and there's some people coming. I don't know if they're coming up this way or if they're just walking down the actual trail. Nope, sounds like they're just going down the trail. That was crazy, that jump. So I'm talking about being respectful to everybody here, and the millimeter jumped to a 26. You know what? This might be a good time to, and people ask, like, what's the best equipment that you can use? The equipment that you have on hand is the best equipment to use, is what I always say. I think it's a pretty common thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to break out our other pole. We're going to hook up our phone as a second camera for the time being, and we're going to just keep it on the millimeter in case things keep jumping up. It's important to document everything. Again, I was getting a little spoiled having people do this for me, so here I am doing my own thing. So video, put it this way, perfect, full, 916, full, excellent. Okay, so the phone's recording, and it will record the millimeter for the duration of what we're doing here. Ooh. Okay, so that's down here. This isn't the best tripod for this, but hey, we work with what we got. The best equipment is the equipment you got. So it's jumping up to an 8.7. This is crazy. I did not expect the millimeter to be doing this much. If you're wondering what the millimeter does, if you've never seen it before, it measures EMF in milligauss, which is just the electrical equivalent of what kind of invisible electricity is sort of coming through the air, okay? I didn't expect it to be spiking up like this. That's for sure, okay? So let's see. We're going to turn on the SB7. What the hell is that? What the hell is that? What the fuck? I'm not being this way to be dramatic. I think there's a drone over my head. A big boy drone. Yeah, there is. Freaking crazy. I don't think you're going to be able to see it. It's flying up there. Hopefully I can get a shot on it. That is crazy. It's not crazy to think that somebody would want a beautiful shot like we got, but it is crazy that we're dealing with a bunch of drone stuff and we're down here dealing with some paranormal stuff, and all of a sudden a drone comes flying out of nowhere. Listen, I ain't jumping when it comes to the paranormal, but that's strange. Okay, so let's see. Let's get this going. We're going to start right where we've been. We're right over the basin of the water, and then it might help if we get closer, and we might do that as well, so we'll see. Okay, so we're going to start this. You guys know how the SB7 works. It's going to sweep forward and backwards. We'll have it sweep in reverse through the FM stations, and we'll see if anybody wants to talk to us, okay? I hope you guys don't mind. I'm gonna put my hood up because it is cold. It's cold. I'll keep my glasses off, but I'm gonna take my hood off, okay? As usual. Hello, my name is Scott, and I was wondering if there's anybody here that would like to come out and speak with us. Spirit. What spirits are here with us? So many. Are any of the crew members from the Half Moon in this area? A whole lot. Listen, again, I always encourage you folks in the comments, put what you hear too, because I don't hear everything. Are there any people from the Lene Lenape tribe here that would like to come up and say hello? Remember, I may not be able to hear everything that you're saying right now, and I may not reply, but I will be able to go back and listen to what you're saying, okay? So just speak freely and say what's on your mind, okay? That goes for anybody that's here. Are these springs haunted? When I asked that question, the mel meter jumped up to 3.3. Are there spirits protecting this water? Lunch meat? That must be part of the radio. Can you say your name, please? If you're here and you like making the numbers move on my little black box there you go. I'm saying it. It's making the mel meter change. You can touch that as hard as you want. You can even try to move it if you like. That wouldn't make me upset. And it can just let me know that you're here. Or you can talk nice and loud for me so I can hear you as well through my little radio. .6 on the mel meter. Do you like touching that black box and making the numbers move? I guess. Okay. So, can you say your name for me, please? Can you tell me where you're from? As I'm looking back over in this area, I'm showing you with my phone camera, I felt like I could see something kind of making the world shift a little bit, which is usually some sort of spiritual activity. Is there anybody watching me right now? You can come up to me and say hello. I'm very friendly. His name. My name is Scott, and I am here peacefully and respectfully to get any messages from you to this side, to the living. I know that you may not understand what I'm doing, and this is technology that you don't understand, but it's not magic, it's technology. It's something that we can use now to speak with you here from wherever you are. So if you want to come here and say hello, or you have a message that you'd like to say, please, I'm listening. Is there a curse on the Henry Hudson Trail or the Henry Hudson crew? Is there something evil in the spring water here? Sound like it said, yeah. Person. The water. I don't know what that just said. Can you say what is curse the water? Is there anything else that we should be aware of? Okay. I'm going to move a little bit up the hill here, and I'm going to see if we can get any kind of different answers, because believe it or not, even though we're in the same space, up here energetically might be a little bit different, and we may get something different. We may get different responses, different answers, and something else might come of this. So let's move up the hill a little bit, and we'll go ahead and see what else we can get here, okay? Okay, what you're not seeing already is that the mel meter is set up. I had to get it set before we started, and it already started doing some spiking. So we were just down here, and I walked up these steps, and now we're here. I have ADHD, so I need like a linear story for me to tell and for you to watch. So if you don't like linear stories, I'm sorry. It's just the only way I know how to do this. So again, if you ever come here in beautiful New Jersey to the Henry Hudson Spring, don't drink the water. It says right there, and I think I said this earlier, the water here has been tested unsafe for drinking purposes by the order of the water department. So don't come here and go over the fence like it looks like some people have done. We don't do that stuff. You know, we're very respectful of people's property. We don't do those things. But we are interested in what might actually be here. So what is interesting to me is that there is this like interesting like thing built here, right? So I might have to do a little bit of research and find out and get you guys an answer, but I'm guessing the Native Americans didn't build that. But what I do know is that at some point there was another business person that came through here, and they were filling barrels of water and selling them to other sailors who would come in on the Hudson Bay here, and they were selling barrels of water for something like 5 cents or 10 cents or something. So imagine you came in after being out on the open ocean for months at a time and you needed fresh water. I never thought of this. You would need to go to a place to buy fresh water, just like when we stop for a road trip, right? For our nerds and our energy drinks or our coffee. Sailors would do the same thing, and they would stop here to this spring for fresh water. One of the places they could stop that's not in Pennsylvania or far away where there isn't much like that, because this is interesting where we are. It's hills here. It's a little bit of a mountain. That's not something that you get here in New Jersey unless you head west, and we are on the very east coast of New Jersey, so it's really interesting. All right, so let's get the SB7 going, and let's see if we can get any different kinds of responses being closer to the fountain. Okay, we'll turn on our good old meter again. It's just a regular radio, folks, nothing special. It just sweeps through the stations. All right, here we go. Is there anybody up here that would like to say hello to us? A warrant. My name is Scott. I'm a medium, and I can see, hear, and feel you. And I also have some equipment here that helps me hear you. So if you would like to come up and say hello to me, I would love for you to say hi to me. Are these springs haunted? Locked. Is there any kind of curse on these springs? God, it sounds like. Who put a curse on the springs? People? Do you have the name of the people who put a curse on the spring? Does this curse run through the Henry Hudson name? What was the purpose of the curse? I don't know what that just said, but that was a big sentence. Are there any men still here filling barrels of water for the ships coming in? You don't have? Do you not have any more barrels to fill? No. Do you need us to bring you barrels to fill? That was a weird whistle. Can you whistle back? Back to it. Ran out of storage room. Okay. That's how you know it's going to be a good one, right? All right. Back to it. We'll ask for another minute or two and see if we can get anything else. So where we left off was there was some strange whistling. Did I just say my last name? Oh, I can't wait to go back and listen to that. It sounds like it said my last name. Can you say my first name? Personal? Yep. Not really? Sorry guys, I gotta warm up my hand. It's freezing. It's really cold out here. 25 degrees. I do this for you. I mean, I could wear gloves. That makes too much sense. This is like the last time for right now. Can you tell me your name or any message you'd like to pass? Friend. Okay. I'm going to take that to mean that we're friends and they are okay with what we're doing here. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to go down to the bottom of the hill because what the legend says is that Henry Hudson and his men had to travel up through here and up to here. I doubt there was a walkway at that time. And they were trampling over sacred Native American ground. So let's go down there. There's a path and a walkway here, and we'll talk a little bit about it. And then we'll talk a little bit about where all of this kind of started coming from. To me, how this whole story is starting to get woven together. It's really interesting. It's spirit collector territory. All right, so let's go down there and see if we can come up with anything interesting about what's happening. Okay, so what we're doing now, and I'm not going to lie to you, this is sort of out of the fact that I'm freezing, and you can see I'm not kidding. It is disgustingly cold out here. Is that at the same time as these? This app is so crazy. So we're using the GhostTube app. I am down here on the Henry Hudson Trail. Now you know why. This is the Henry Hudson Trail, and people use this to run on and walk on. But a very long time ago, well, actually, not that long ago, 50 years ago, a train would run down here and bring people up and down the coast of New Jersey to different vacation spots. So what we're going to do now is we're going to ask some questions and see if any of the Native American folks want to come forward and say hello. And while we're doing that, you should know something else, but I'll tell you at the end. Hello,
Presley.
my name is Scott,
What it means to
and I am here trying to communicate with anybody that might be here. And folks might wonder how, if I'm trying to speak with Native Americans, they might know English. Well, if the spirits have been here long enough, maybe they learned. Maybe they learned while they were alive. I don't know. But I don't know any other languages, so I'm going to do my best to communicate with them the best I can. If there's anybody besides Native Americans here, I would love for you to come forward and say hello as well, okay? So with that being said, is there anyone here that would like to come forward and say hello to me? It's interesting that it got quiet when I got quiet. Nest. Are there any sacred burial grounds near where I'm standing? Are there any sacred spots to the Lene Lenape? That sounds like people fighting. Is there a curse here because of what people did and how they desecrated the land? Is there some sort of energetic impact that's left behind in a negative way?
egotism.
Does anybody here,
Dramatic heart.
does anyone know Henry Hudson or any of the ship or any of his crew? The tide? Yeah, we're here and it's frozen solid. What's up, man? How are you?
Pretty good, man.
Someone that
Someone will walk by. Yep.
Right. ¿Es algo así? We are here.
Yeah, here. Who is we? Can you tell us who we are?
In our automatic.
Where should I look further to find more information? Is there a curse here on this land?
Extends.
It extends? Aside from the spirits that are old and have been here for a while, are there any other spirits here that we should be speaking with?
I pray.
If there are any other spirits here that would like to come forward that need answers or help,
When
please come forward now. As I'm standing here, I'm feeling sort of overtaken. I feel lost in my own thoughts. I feel like I'm being pulled away from myself. So I wonder if this is a place where, maybe ceremonies were held,
From us.
where communication was had between this world and the next. And if there's a way for us
Rose.
to tap into that. If any of the spirits that are here at the springs have a message, you can also speak.
I just take it easy.
I speak with spirits. They can hear you and see you.
Knock him out. Of stuff.
If there's anything negative or evil here, I can also see and hear you. So say your name.
Him bear the.
It's a lot of strange voices and noise coming through. I'm very intrigued to see what we catch.
Down it.
Thank you, spirits, for speaking with me. I'm sorry if I wasn't able to connect with you immediately right now, but I promise I'll be back and tell more. So, just let me know if you have any messages between now and then. I know you all know how to find me, and I promise I'll be back. Hopefully, when it's a little bit warmer for us living. So that was pretty interesting. I don't know what we caught. It sounded like we got some words, but I'm not sure. So for now, what we're going to do is we're going to go back, we're going to review the evidence, and I'm going to put it up for you. And as always, I'm not going to edit anything out. You're going to get it all because I miss things, and having thousands of people watch, you all can listen and put in the comments what you think you hear, and we'll see if any of it is relevant to what I know. Now, here's what I am going to tell you. When it comes to the case of this trail, this is the same trail that we visited where we had people watching us in the woods. This is all connected. There was the young case of Jane, who was dumped on this very trail several miles that way, and something else connected to that case. There's a young girl who was dumped in this very spot. She was discovered in 1988. She wasn't identified until just a couple years ago through DNA. She came from the area of Bloomfield, New Jersey, which is where the same serial killer who murdered Jane was from. They were not able to connect him to the murder here like they were with Jane. But we are going to come back to this area very soon with the information about the second young woman and see if we can give her a voice and see if we can get her to come forward and give us some information about how she passed and who may be responsible. If you're interested in that sort of content, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button and follow me right here for more. I appreciate you being here. Thanks for taking this icy cold journey with me, and I promise you there is much more interesting, historic, and true crime paranormal coming your way. Thanks for being here with me. Let's get somewhere warm and maybe get some hot chocolate, yeah? you.